So things kind of started getting weird. Oh, yeah, introductions. Hi everyone, it's Matthew with the blog. You know how last time it was the teacher did this feeding everyone thing, and I thought that was pretty cool, but it turns out that's not all he can do. So it started out like where I ended last time. The teacher called us all over and said he wanted us to go over to the other side of the lake ahead of him and get a place to stay and all the rest of it. Normally we'd all travel together, but he'd had a busy day and he was still talking to the stragglers, so whatever. And it was already kind of starting to rain by that point, and the sky was all dark and foreboding. And so we got into the boat, and the wind was against us, so Peter said we had to row the stupid oars just to get out of the harbour, and then the offshore breeze would actually take us over, and that'd be cool. But the breeze didn't pick up, and we were at the stupid oars until freaking midnight, and the rain got worse, the wind didn't die down, and we were all soaking tired and so cold that even the usual bickering seemed like too much effort. I glanced up at the horizon and saw this weird ghostly light coming towards us. I don't really know much about boats, and it could have been anything, you know? It could have been phosphorescence or the moon coming through the clouds or something. So I didn't want to freak out or anything, so I turned to Andrew and said, that light, that's not a ghost, right? Something normal, right? What is it? But Andrew didn't really help the situation by jumping up and running around the boat, freaking out and screaming. So we all armed ourselves with whatever we had to hand, mainly mackerel, and prepared to defend ourselves from this ghostly doom. As it got closer, we heard, instead of howls from the dark underworld, instead a familiar voice. It was the teacher, just walking along, as cool as you please, as if walking on the water across the lake was a perfectly normal thing for humans to do. I don't know about you, but that's not normal. That's not a conjuring trick. We're all freaking out. No one really knew what to do. Then Peter, complete rockhead, he shouts out to the teacher, "If that's you, call me to come and join you on the water." And then, so the teacher waves his flashlight at us and is like, "Yeah, sure, come on out here. Join me, why not?" And so Peter's picked up the kind of exuberance that, like, a 6-year-old gets when it has too much sugar, and he vaults over the side of the boat and starts prancing around on the water. He gets about halfway across, and then he sort of looks around and glances back at us, and he sees the storm carrying on overhead, and he looks down at the water, he looks back at us, and then he suddenly screams, "What the heck am I doing?" and starts sinking. And so the teacher just reaches out, grabs him by the hand, and walks back with him towards the boat. How do you treat someone who's just walked on water? Like, so we headed back to land, and we reached the other side, and I guess now I'm blogging about it. So we're heading back to the city now, so there at least should be a semblance of normality again. Unless the teacher decides he can fly as well. That I'd like to see.